NDTV has spoken to one of the eyewitnesses who was, in fact, at the very rally in Pennsylvania where former President Donald Trump, in fact, was shot at. In fact, the eyewitness speaking to NDTV said that he thought once President Trump ducked down that he was dead. He also alleged more motives. He said there is much more that meets the eye. It doesn't look like a lone wolf attack and alleges conspiracy behind the assassination attempt. Let me very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, go across at this moment to Jason, who was present at this rally in Pennsylvania. Jason, let me understand first from you, and thanks a lot for speaking to us here on NDTV. A lot of curiosity across the globe about what exactly happened. Yes, videos have been seen, and people have been talking about it, but you were there at the rally ground. Just describe to our viewers what exactly happened just before and after you heard the bullets flying.
So those bullets whizzed by him, hit the machine boom comes down because it hit a hydraulic line and the hydraulic fluid was spraying everywhere. We see Secret Service jump on top of him to shield him and protect him. My friends and I immediately kind of got hunkered down and were trying to figure out what was going on. It wasn't like instantly that we knew what was going on. It definitely sounded like gunfire because I've been around firearms, so it was a noise that I had recognized. We get down, heard the gunfire stop, and at that point I ran over to the fence. I hopped over the fence and I took cover under a police car, just because I wasn't sure if there was a secondary shooter, if the shooter was in the crowd. No one had any idea where the shooter was. So, I kind of just wanted to be in the safest position I could be in. And then we all watched Trump stand up and put his fist in the air. And we all stood up and started chanting. It was quite an experience, quite a moving moment to see him stand up after we all just thought he died. And then that's when I walked over to the fence. I helped one of my buddies over the fence, and then together we opened the fence and kind of started funneling everybody through back to safety towards the exit of the event.
Yeah, so those people were actually outside the venue watching from the exterior. And that was close to the building where the shooter was. I was on the other side of the venue. So over where we were, there didn't seem to be anything wrong at all. We had seen the snipers, the Secret Service snipers up on top of the building who took the shot. We saw that 15 minutes before any gunfire was there, because we were kind of, we were aware, we were paying attention to our surroundings. We were kind of looking for it actually too, just to see what they were covering. But everybody was laughing. We were dancing before. There was a lot of good vibes going on. Everyone was talking, having nice conversations. There was families, there was kids, children, there was old people in wheelchairs. It was a very positive experience up until that point. So nothing made us think that there was going to be any attack.
Like you said, that there were people, those who were outside and you were inside the venue. So those people saw something unusual. They saw somebody, in fact, going on to that rooftop and firing that weapon towards Donald Trump. But for somebody who was inside at that moment, just describe to our viewers, because we have been seeing these videos, but somebody who was there close to the stage, that must be extremely, a moment of fear, confusion, at complete chaos at that moment, isn't it?
Yeah, we were definitely confused at first. I think the fear kind of set in a little afterwards, because the fight or flight. So I was just trying to find safety and find my friends and make sure my friends were safe. But, after a few hours had passed, it's kind of sank in a little bit more today on what the true severity of the whole event was, because this is going to go down in history and be taught in school for the next, however long. And I was there 150 feet away from it. I was a part of it.
Everybody is talking about that moment, which now many say describe as an iconic moment, when President Trump got up and raised his fist in the air and shouted, "Fight, fight." As a supporter of President Trump, just describe that moment for our viewers.
Yeah, so immediately I saw him stand up, and I was already standing at that point trying to look for my friends, and then the crowd was kind of all looking up towards him. So I looked up and I see him put his fist up, and it was a sight to remember, because the man just got shot. We all thought he was dead, and he stood up and was so patriotic when he said fight, and with his hand up in the air. It was surreal how he wasn't scared. He was like, "This is my fight. We're gonna win. Here we are. I'm alive. You missed me." He was as proud of an American as I've ever seen.
Is there a sense, because now I'm sure you've also been watching it, we have been following this story for the time it happened, and it's been more than 24 hours. Investigation is going on. President Joe Biden came out and said, let's not get into any conjectures, let the law enforcement agencies do their job. But as somebody who is a follower, who's a supporter of Donald Trump, is there a sense about something more that could have happened? Or do you also believe it was a lone wolf attack, and thankfully Donald Trump is still alive?
There's always more to it. There's always stuff. We're going to be finding stuff out for the next few weeks. We've already found out a lot this past 24 hours, but there's always more to the story that's not blatantly obvious right off the bat. The whole situation was kind of strange, that it was a single person was able to put a ladder up onto the building that was so close, and that building had a great vantage point of the whole thing. So why Secret Service hadn't scoped the building out, or didn't even have a member of security up on that building to make sure something like this didn't happen is just crazy to me, that there weren't those security measures taking place before he came out. It almost seems a little negligent on whoever was making decisions. And since then, we've also heard that, and I can't say whether this is true or not just yet, but we've heard that the gentleman who had taken the shot to kill the would-be assassin had sights on him for about 3 minutes, and he was being told not to take the shot, which is believable, just because I feel like there's a lot of corruption in today's politics and government, and a lot of it doesn't make sense, but I'm looking forward to figure out what the truth is in the next coming, days and weeks after more information is released.
Jason, another supporter of President Trump, former President Trump, a firefighter, 50-year-old man, was killed at this rally. He was somebody like you who wanted to support the politician of his choice, and he unfortunately died as a result of this shooting. For someone like you who was at this rally, continues to support Donald Trump, how does it make you feel? And does it in any way make you rethink whether you want to be part of such events in future?
I wouldn't say fear, but it definitely makes me angry, because that gentleman was there with his daughter and his wife, as I was there with my friends to show support for the politician that we support. And it was just an amazing experience to be there. And he was there for the same reasons I was. We were having fun. and he was there with his loved ones, showing support for their politician, and to lose his life that day. I just want to extend my most sincere condolences to that man and his family. And it's just tragic. It's very sad. I wish that he still had his life. And, violence isn't always the answer. And for politics, which, if your opponent gets voted in and he's only in office for 4 years, like, you could suck it up and deal with it and not have to kill someone's father and husband. It's quite horrible.
Absolutely.
Heartbreaking, yeah.
Both the current president and the former president have been talking about unity in America. And for people, those who are watching, America from various countries, possibly would believe that this is something that has changed the perception of American politics across the globe. It seems to be a time where America is deeply divided. As the country is going into elections, what do you have to say about what is going on as far as the divisions in the country is concerned?
Definitely a defining moment. Definitely something that we're all going to remember for the rest of history. I think we've been pretty divided these past few years, but I think there's good potential for this current event to actually bring Americans together and make America stronger as a country and bring us to success and make us great again.
Jason, in the end, let me ask you this. As a Trump supporter, I'm sure you must be looking forward to other interactions. The former president has landed in Milwaukee. He will be speaking there in the Republican convention. What are you expecting to hear from the leader you support now?
I'm just looking forward to see what he has to say. He's always been a character. He always will be, and he's fun to watch. So I'm definitely looking forward to hearing him talk.
Jason, thank you so much for speaking to us, taking the time out and telling our viewers of exactly what happened there.